Excuse me, how much do you pay for rent in Dallas?
I pay $3,300.
You think?
Yeah, so for $3,300, you definitely can own a home. Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name's Trevon. I work with Century 21 Mike Bowman, and we're going to talk some real estate, man. Going over some videos, and we're going to react to what these people have to say. Things are changing in the real estate market, but let's get a perspective. Of course, every market's different, so if you really want to dial in on the numbers for your specific area or home that you're interested in, shoot me a call or text, and we can get into that. But yeah, let's drop right into the content.
Century 21 Real Estate. Move fearlessly.
Tough real estate market has led to historic trends among first-time home buyers. A national survey from the National Association of Realtors found the median age of first-time buyers climbed to a record of 38 years old. The survey was conducted from July of last year to June of this year. It also found that a record 7% of first-time buyers use their inheritance to afford a down payment.
Yeah, really no surprise based on what's been going on in the real estate market. I mean, costs you more to buy a home. Therefore, typically it's going to cost you more to allocate more finances to get said home. But it all is perspective. I mean, you can go buy a home in Kentucky or, Wisconsin or one of these outer areas, even outer areas of Texas for under 100 grand. Now, do people want to live in that area at this current moment? Maybe not. But it does all depend on how you look at it, because it is just a matter of perspective. What I will say is that is the trajectory of which the elite system has kind of been pushing, right? You'll rent everything and be happy. You will own nothing. I think they specifically said you'll own nothing and be happy. So there is a part of the market that is shifting directly towards renting. And then what you see is they are tired of paying high prices in rent, really not seeing it build them anything, or they're seeing their friends who bought a home or something like that, invested, and they're seeing it pay dividends later on in the future. So therefore, they look to buy a home later on. Makes sense. And I don't really see the trajectory changing unless the foundation of asset growth and holding changes, right? Even myself, I didn't learn about stocks until I was like 24, 23. So, I mean, learn about it thoroughly and like how you can save money and how it's just, not rinse and repeat, just different methods to go about my finances in general. And then the last thing she said was the most people had to use an inheritance as their down payment. And what I'll say is it's just, again, it's a matter of perspective, right? It matters how much you're trying to put down on that house. You don't have to use $100,000, right? Depending on the situation. So if you were lucky to have an inheritance to put down on a house, congratulations, right? That definitely probably helped you get a beautiful land. And in most cases, I think 10 years from now, anyone who bought a home and continues to hold it in let's just say in the DFW Metroplex, I think you're going to be happy after 10 years. But yeah, let's jump into the next video.
4-bedroom. Remember I was telling you about what 400,000 does, 500,000 does in a state like Texas versus California? This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house for under $500,000. Just hope that you don't have a mosquito problem. It's a very cookie cutter neighborhood, which is either really cool because everybody kind of gets along or everybody fucking hates each other. Pretty low maintenance on the yard as long as you keep up with that mulch there. That's a problem though, especially in Texas with the rain. Houston Astros fan. Yeah, this person's annoying. He's one of those annoying. Interior's nice. Remember how I made a comment a long time ago? The bigger the motivational and nice cursive things you have in your house, the more sad and depressed the person actually is. Why does mom have small baseball bats in a bin next to her office desk? Like $50 says she's on the HOA. This is the type of house that there are no locks on the bedroom doors. That's the community pool. Okay. Yeah, this is, man, this is us. Really? This is a very godly house. Just remember that. Remember?
Yeah, so I don't know where this gentleman here is from, but he is spot on. Now, you can get a home like this similar, maybe in the DFW Metroplex for, yeah, 400 to 500K. 100%. He's spot on. And if you look at the difference from California, it is a massive difference. And it does make sense how someone is moving over here, paying cash, moving in, and it's more space than they ever had. So as someone that does real estate in the area, I got no issues with this, but I can see how some would not like it. I didn't really have to comment on what he had to say about the people's houses. But I did want to make one comment about the cookie cutterness, right? Now, every home is different. Everybody likes their own home, right? I've walked into homes and it's been an absolute beautiful home, right? Price right. Person I'm with doesn't like it. And then I've gone to homes where I don't even want to walk inside and my client loves it. So it's all a matter of perspective whenever you're looking. So cookie cutter, I have heard that complaint as far as the new construction builds, depending on the builder. So I won't name names, but it still is a quality home depending on what you're looking at. New construction is available. Now this looks like a HOA community. So some people don't like HOAs, but in most cases, anything new is gonna be in an HOA. That doesn't mean the end of the world. Yeah, mosquito problems, that definitely could be an issue being behind a lake. And that's certainly things that you want to think about if you are moving in a community by a lake. You know what I mean? Are you someone that doesn't like insects? Are you someone that does not like mosquitoes, hates them? You're going to want to keep those things in your mind. Otherwise, that could cause you problems if you live in an area like this, especially right by the water source.
Excuse me, how much do you pay for rent in Dallas?
I pay $3,300.
You think I could take a look at your apartment?
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you're welcome.
Place is really nice.
Thanks. This is the kitchen. My favorite part is that the fridge, you can't tell that it's a fridge, and you can't tell the freezer. Everything's hidden, like even in here, the drawers, the dishwasher is hidden.
That's why these cameras.
Yeah, so for $3,300, you definitely can own a home. I would say now you can't probably own a $600,000 home, depending on how much you got saved, but making $3,300 a month, if you live in an apartment, you're probably making more than that. You could probably own a home to, $300,000 to $350,000, give or take. So, you know what I mean? Rent all you want. There's a plenty of opportunity for those making good income like this. So even if you were a household of two individuals, three individuals maybe making the same amount per month, you guys could possibly own yourself some property. Now, it might not be the best property or in the same condition as this apartment, but I will tell you this, there are certain areas of Dallas that are going through changes. You can call it gentrification if you want, but they're going through changes. 5 to 10 years. And these homes are priced $299, $350. Maybe you could, get them down a little more, but they're brand new builds. I wouldn't say they're cookie cutter, right? Some of these are remodels. Maybe not 2,100 square feet, but there's still opportunity in the market. And then if you do want more space and you are flexible, there are new construction homes, resale homes under $350,000. And there's definitely room for negotiation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe learn a little bit of homes crafts, learn how to do flooring. You know what I mean? YouTube. And you really do and can find yourself in a great opportunity to own. Not saying this woman wants to own. I just saw the price that she was paying per rent. And yeah, I know a lot of people that like that. And those people can own homes.
Cameras look so sleek.
This is my little bar area. We hide
Very
all
cool.
of our booze in here. Favorite thing in my apartment is definitely my balcony, the view. Initially, it came as like a big concrete slab, but I wanted to pimp it out a little bit. And I added all these tiles, the turf, the rocks.
How would you describe your apartment's aesthetic?
Clean, modern, let the plants do the talking. This is my office because I work from home.
Cool.
Yeah, super, super, super cool spot. And yeah, what I will say is you're not going to be able to buy that type of view paying that much in rent. So fair enough. fair enough. Opportunities are all around. So if you're looking, stay positive.
We just made a $6,000 mistake when purchasing our first house. So let's talk about it so you don't make the same mistake that we did. Also, I am 37 weeks pregnant, so this could not have come at a more inconvenient time. Yesterday, we noticed that there was a small leak coming out of one of the caps in our ceiling. So what do? We called the plumber. Plumber came. He gave us an assessment. That assessment cost us $250 for the plumber to tell us that it was our fire suppression system and that he was not licensed to be able to handle it. So we had to call a different plumber. A different plumber came and told us that it was actually our HVAC system that was leaking. He showed us the photos, there was some damage. He said we needed to call a restoration person and an HVAC person. That cost us another $150. The restoration guy comes, takes an assessment, and it appears that our air conditioner has something wrong with the pan. I don't know the words on it, but we've been running it since it's been so stinking hot, and because I'm pregnant, we've been running the air conditioner a lot, and it's caused a leak in our ceiling. He said this leak was probably missed by the inspector because you weren't running the air conditioning when you got your inspection done, which is 100% accurate. We did not run the air conditioner for a long period of time when we got our inspection done, so we had no idea.
I'm sure this is probably in the comments, but I mean, many red flags off already. You got to get an inspector that's a straight savage. I'm not saying that scares deals, but one, where's her agent at? What's going on as far as the pure representation? You know what I mean? Get the right people in there first off, so your clients aren't losing money. I know that this is part of it though. So if you are buying a home, do expect to have to cough up $250. I mean, even $1,000, depending on what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get asbestos checked, if you're trying to get specific plumbing jobs checked. So yeah, she was, oh man, it sucks because it seems like she was set up for failure. Let's see what happens in the end. Maybe they negotiate something for themselves.
No idea that this was going to be leaking. However, he did say it looks like there was previous damage, so the old owners were probably aware that their HVAC system had something wrong with it. Who knows if that's true or not. Our baby is due in 2 weeks. It is going to take a minimum of a week to fix our ceiling. That includes having machines in our house, drying the walls, getting rid of the mold, taking down the drywall, and putting the drywall back up. The estimate for the teardown was $2,500. To put it back up, another $2,500. But that's not all. Restoration company can't fix the HVAC, so we have to call an HVAC guy to come and fix the air conditioner. All because we did not run the air conditioner when we did our inspection. So, moral of the story, when buying a home, make sure you run the air conditioning for at least an hour to see if anything leaks out of it, or you'll be like us with a baby on the way.
First off, I'll say that is a tough situation, and that is unfortunate. Second off, though, yeah, major due diligence errors. I mean, I typically use the same inspectors for most of my houses because of the results I've seen. And I think the typical inspection is like 3 to 4 hours. And yeah, for this to happen is quite unfortunate. This is also why when you do get an inspection, you will kind of want to, you don't have to be there because you want to let the guy do his job, but you want to at least try to be there for the final walkthrough. That way they can double check everything, maybe have questions of your own, be looking out for certain things, especially when you go to tour the home. Of course, some things are going to be missed, and of course, sometimes things like this can happen. What I will say is, and we don't have enough information, but something maybe should have been negotiated during the real estate deal itself to get these closing costs paid for, some type of concession towards the equipment, but it looks like they did not know based on how the inspector did his job. So very unfortunate. This is the thing where I would, I'm not one for snitching on people and telling on people, but yeah, this is the type of thing where you definitely don't ever use that company again, and you let other people know, and maybe the agent you had let them know. So it's a tough one. These are things that are going to happen though, and you just got to be on your toes. Try to ask as many questions as you possibly can when you're out and about. And then when you do need the right checks, make sure you're getting the right people out there that can do the job. That way you're not spending unnecessary dollars. And you got to keep in mind, during the inspection, the seller can say no to whatever changes you want, right? So you might get a guy in there and say, hey, you know what I mean? This flooring here needs to be adjusted. There's some flooding under here. You know what I mean? The seller can still say no, and you pay the plumber and a few other guys to come take a look. So just keep these things in mind. You will need a little bit of cash on hand when you are trying to close on a home, okay?
The worst position to be in when you're buying a home is once you've been pre-approved and now you're in escrow, and all of a sudden the underwriter kills the deal, which happens all the time. And here's why it happens. It happens because of these skinny pre-approvals. What's a skinny pre-approval is when a consumer gives minimal information to the lender and the lender offers an approval. And a lot of times the lender does this because the real estate agent puts pressure on the lender, or the consumer puts pressure on the lender. Hey, so-and-so can do my loan. Why can't you? Why do I need to send you all my paperwork? I just want to see the rate. And because of that, the lender doesn't collect all the documents up front. And without all the documents up front, they're going to issue you a skinny pre-approval. And with that skinny pre-approval, you're shopping around, and once you're in escrow and you upload the rest of your information, all of a sudden your deal dies. So if you want to avoid your deal from dying, stop it with these skinny approvals. Give your lender everything up front. Pay stubs, bank statements, reward letters. Give them all the information and all the updated information so they can take it to an underwriter and get the file looked at and approved. And if you do that, now you can shop with confidence knowing that your deal won't die. So if you're out there trying to buy a home, stop it with these skinny approvals. Upload all the documents up front and get that thing verified.
He's spot on. I cannot tell you how many times, well, as a realtor, I'm trying to, ask the right questions to my clients to see if they are really ready. But even when it comes to just trying to provide information to people, yeah, you really want to just give them everything, right? The home loan, you can say it's a bad thing or a good thing on your loan. I'm not here to say it's not or is. From a lender, I've heard that it's not as bad as it seems. So I would definitely try to be upfront, not lie, because imagine you do the skinny approval, you give them a little bit of information, they tell you, okay, yeah, you're approved for $375, You're starting to look at homes, you find the perfect home at $325, you know what I mean? It's under, you're approved for it, you know how much you can pay per rent or per month on it. As far as a mortgage, you're like, hey, it's in a great area by family, you know what I mean? It's the perfect home. Imagine going under contract, paying the earnest money, paying for inspections just to get down to 2 weeks, 3 weeks before closing, when the underwriter starts to really ask for information, or your lender starts to ask for information, and then you're providing details that were not talked about at the very beginning, right? The deal will fall through. The underwriter will not sign off. I promise you this. Underwriters are no joke most of the time. Most of the time, if the T's aren't lining up, the dots aren't lining up, no deal. And if you are through the process of buying the home already, there goes your money, man. And depending on the purchase of the house, this can be anywhere from, thousands of dollars to hundreds of dollars. So always just be upfront at the very beginning. It's only going to do you the best justice overall, right? Because if you do all the due diligence, ask the right questions, provide the right information up front, the buying process is so smooth. It's kind of weird because you're like, because it's just so smooth, because you've provided everything. Everybody's in tune We all know what we want. We're asking the right questions, and then you own the home. So it can be a very stressful process, but then it really can be quite a beautiful process, right? And a change of life that can provide opportunity down the line in ways that you can't really quantify when you first move there. Now, sure, you can do numbers and, all the due diligence as far as the investing side, but if the world doesn't rotate the right way, nothing will happen in your favor. So, in which most cases it does, you know what I mean? That's why we're still here. So, all in all, when you are headed into the real estate game, trying to sell, just ask the right questions, right? Get yourself a realtor, get yourself a loan officer who has a little bit of experience, not a little bit, but has a decent amount of experience and, is somewhat like you. That way you guys can communicate on the same level. And this process really can be easy, okay? If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. My name's Trevon. I work with Century 21 Mike Bowman out in the DFW Metroplex. Feel free to reach out, man. Shoot me an email. Give me a call if you have any questions at all. Numbers, you need to sell, rent, even rent. You know what I mean? I can at least run you some numbers or provide some possible options for you. But yeah, man, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you're feeling the vibe, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. All right, y'all have a great week. Bye.
Century 21 Real Estate. Move fearlessly.